Oh yeah, okay. I am itching for a good leg day today. I am itching for one. Honestly though, as I've kind of sat back and reflected on the 3 workouts that I've done so far this week, and again, I do this all the time. If you don't like kind of reflect on a workout or a set during a workout, I do that all the time too. I recommend doing it. You can learn a lot when you actually really look back on what you maybe did wrong or did right. But anyways, as I kind of look back at the 3 workouts I've already done this week, I really like this week has been a really fucking good week. Every single workout this week has felt, again, I won't say perfect because I don't think there's any such thing, but they've been as close as you can get, in my opinion, for me and for what I look for in a workout. So I have no complaints, and I was knocking on wood at the end of yesterday's workout because I'm hoping that carries out to the rest. I mean, honestly, you obviously hope that every workout that you ever do in your entire life is going to be to that level. You know what I mean? As close to perfect as you can get. But more times than not, well, I don't know if I want to say more times than not, but I'll just say a lot of the times that's not the case because there's so many factors that go into it. Um, but I'm hoping this week, the rest of this week, kind of stays at that level. Um, Again, that's kind of hard to do, but that's always what you strive for. So, and again, specifically today, I'm really hoping so. That this workout is kind of just mirrors what I felt the past 3 days, basically. But I know last Wednesday I started with stiff-legged deadlifts, RDLs, whatever you want to call them, to really hit the hamstrings and a little bit of the glutes. And again, honestly, for targeting your hamstrings, I think that exercise is probably your best bet for most people, and definitely for me. But it's one of those things where it's kind of you got to weigh the pros and the cons. And the only con that I have with a stiff-legged deadlift is that my lower back, after so many sets, and again, it depends on the day. Sometimes it's 2 sets, sometimes I can get away doing 4 sets. But my lower back is always the problem. It starts to really get pumped up, and even sometimes it starts to hurt. So it's one of those exercises that other than that, it's fucking perfect. Again, not perfect, but it's great, and it's the best. It's the best I feel the stretch and contraction in my hamstrings is doing a stiff-legged deadlift. But again, weighing that con that I just said before that, it's an exercise that I'm not gonna do all the time, but I do like to throw it in occasionally, maybe once a month, and sometimes I might even go a couple months without ever doing it if my back's really bothering me. So yeah, I did it last Wednesday, so it'll be a while before I do it again. So today, what can I say? I'll probably just do. Well, let's just stick with the leg curls. We'll do 3 to 4 sets, like always. Your normal, basic way that I do them. 3 to 4 sets here, and then we'll move on to. Well, I mean, you guys already know. I don't know why I'm gonna sit here and try to act like it's a surprise. We'll move on to leg extensions, and then after that is where the question mark really begins because I'm kind of on the fence. I want to do hack squats again, but then again, I kind of just want to do leg press. So we'll see when I get to that point. But let me keep warming up, and then we'll get into that first set. Okay, one set down. That was fucking crazy. I don't know if I was just flexing so hard or what. My toe was like cramping up. I don't know if cramping is the right word, but it was hurting. That's all I know. Jesus. Okay. Good first set. Let's do another one here in a minute. Oh. Okay, I always emphasis, really loading the eccentric phase of the lift and getting that good stretch before you flex it back up. But I think that's always important. But I think it's even more important on the exercises that you kind of struggle to really feel that contraction and feel that mind muscle connection. And everybody has them. And it's usually different for each person. For me, it's hamstrings, which I have a suspicion that that's a lot of people. Hamstrings are just tough to really feel that. And then the other one for me is back. Those are the two that really give me the most problems in terms of feeling that contraction and really getting that good mind muscle connection. So when I slow the reps down like that, really feel that stretch, and then flex it up as hard as I can, that's when I really feel the most. What's the word? That's just really when I feel it the most, really. So yeah, for hamstrings and back, I really like to emphasize that more, and it just feels better for me. You know what I mean? Like I could get in here and just fucking go crazy and just go as fast and as explosive as I can, get more reps with this weight. But when you're trying to grow muscle, it's not the most important thing, getting more reps necessarily. It's how you do the reps. But then people also get that confused with, well, I gotta really slow the reps down and feel the stretch and contraction. So they'll lighten the weight almost too much, so you can kind of go too far in that direction. It's a good balance. You want to go heavy, but not so heavy that you have to get ugly ass fucking reps. You want to feel the stretch and contraction. So I mean, it can be a fine line to walk, but the more you do it, it's just the more you kind of pick up on it. So just like with everything, it takes time. Time really is a valuable thing. So over time, you just get better with it. Uh, the old saying, practice makes perfect. I don't know if you ever get perfect in here. That's kind of not the point, but you can always get better. So, anyways, now that I'm done ranting, you know what? let's just go straight to the third set here. I talked enough. Although I will say, I was hunched over for so long, my triceps are kind of pumped up and sore. Oh man! All right. Let's try to get a couple more. Okay, another good set. Let's just do one more and we'll move on. Ooh. Okay. This last set was actually a little tougher than I was expecting. So, kind of make up for that. Let's do a little drop set here. I got nothing after that except to say that was good. So let's move on to leg extensions. All right, surprise, surprise, but we're doing leg extensions. It's training can be very monotonous. It's a lot of the same stuff. Yes, you can switch things a little bit in and out, switch rep ranges, but generally it's a lot of the same stuff over and over again, which I think sometimes is why people. This could be one reason. There's obviously several other reasons, but this could be one reason why people struggle to kind of stick with going to the gym. It just gets to be boring to them, I think. But the best way to counteract that is to set a long-term goal and then steps in between there. So short-term goals that ultimately reach that, get you to that long-term goal. I think a lot of people come in here and they kind of just drift. And it's not necessarily their fault, but they kind of just drift around, kind of struggling where to even begin. You know what I mean? Or struggle to really find that end goal, or short term goals that can lead to that end goal. So they just kind of drift around and maybe do a little bit of the treadmill, and they'll go do a little bit of machines. They don't have really any structure to their training, really, to each individual workout. But then also in the course of 1 week, you got to have good structure. So it can be very easy to kind of just drift away from the gym. It's hard to stick to it, and it can kind of get to be. I mean, one, it can kind of be overwhelming if you've never really been in the gym, don't really know anything. Uh, and two, like I said, even if you do kind of stick to it, I feel like some people can kind of get bored of it. You know what I mean? So setting goals can really be a way to kind of, like I said, counteract getting bored in the gym. And it could be multiple goals. I mean, it could be multiple or dozens even. You know what I mean? So that each workout you have something to kind of strive for. Because, like I said, if not, you kind of just drift around and you're just like, well, fuck this. Why am I going to keep going? You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I can kind of understand the struggle for some people, but like I said, if you have goals that can really help you stick to actually what you're doing, because if not, the odds are stacked against you. The odds are stacked against you, even if you do have goals. And like even for me, I genuinely love training. Like I love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's days where it is kind of a drag. You're tired or you're sore, but even on those days, I still love it. Um, but even if you love it like I do, the odds are still not in your favor. Your body does not necessarily want to be put through this torture. It doesn't. So even if you love it, the odds are stacked against you. So I can really understand if you don't have a love or passion for this. I can understand. It can be very, very tough. So, but my advice would be to just set short-term goals and then one end long-term goal. And I don't even like to say an end goal because you don't want to just stop once you hit it. Once you hit that end goal, just set a new one. But anyways, yeah. So I don't even know how I got started on that rant, but let's do this first set. Oh man. One down, 3 to go. You know what? I need to check something real quick. So my suspicions were right. I remembered on that first set, I did a lot, and I mean a lot of reps. So and I was pretty sure it was over 30, but I wasn't exactly sure on the exact number. So I went back and counted, and I did 33 reps, which is, I believe, a PR for the amount of reps on this machine. And I was even going pretty slow on most of them, So kind of, calling back to what I said about setting little small goals. That's a small goal. Hitting a PR for reps on a machine or any lift, is definitely something to always strive for. You're not always going to get it, but always try to. So like I said, it can kind of give you, it can kind of light a fire under you if it's been a rough week or a rough day. It can kind of keep you striving to come back because you want to hit it. And then once you hit it, go for that one more rep after that, or increase weight, whatever, and set a new PR with heavier weight, and then try to keep getting more reps with that new weight. Many different ways you can attack this. But but that was a small PR right there, and that kind of, I wouldn't say lit a fire under me, because again, this week has been pretty good. But it can kind of give you a little boost, Like, I feel pretty good now that I did that. So yeah, like I said, many ways that you can attack trying to keep yourself going to the gym. Trying to keep yourself consistent and dedicated. So yeah, many different ways to do it. You just gotta kind of commit, commit to doing it. That's the first step, is just getting yourself in the gym. But yeah, on another note, that first set was, I did so many reps. I only rested like, I don't know, a minute and a half maybe. Now this rest has been longer after the second one because I've talked, but I'm trying to speed the rest up here, because doing 33 reps over and over again is just, for me, it's not as fun. It's cool, like I said, to hit a PR and do it one time, but now I want to try to make this a little harder. So the rest periods are being sped up. But yeah. Anyways, let me stop now before I just keep ranting and ranting. Let's just do the other set. All right, one more. Oh man. Now I gotta try a drop set after that. Shit. That's it. That is it, boys and girls. Let's move on. I don't know if I want to. I'm leaning toward leg press, but I still don't know yet. So we'll figure it out. Okay. Obviously, I settled on finishing the leg press here. The plan is I'm going to do 3 sets, unilateral, And then probably on the last set, to kind of match the drop sets that I did on the leg curls and leg extensions. It's not going to be a drop set, but since I'm doing 3 unilateral, the last one I'll do that, wait like 10, 20 seconds, and then I'll jump into a set with the same weight, but I'll do it bilaterally. It'd kind of be like a drop set, even though, like I said, technically, I'm not dropping weight, but it should be significantly easier using both legs. So, that's just common sense. But I will admit, this leg workout is starting to whoop my ass. I was feeling really good until I started warming up on this leg press, and it's like, I don't know, it's just like all my energy just drained out of my body. So this is gonna be interesting. I'll just say that. But I'm not gonna make any fucking excuses. You guys might see me suffer a little bit here, but that's kind of the point, right? If you're not suffering during your workout, are you really actually trying? Probably not. So, anyways, let's do the first set. All right, I think that was 11 reps. Realistically, I could have done 1, maybe even 2 more, but I'm gonna save that shit for the final set here. This is where you really got to ask yourself, how much do you really want this shit? Because I don't care who you are, dude. You're gonna have moments, whether it's in a, specifically in the middle of a workout or before a workout when you don't even want to get off the couch. You're gonna have moments where you just want to say, fuck it, I did good enough today. When in reality, we can always do better. So this is one of those moments for me. I honestly just feel like fucking wrapping it up and being done, but that's not gonna happen. Usually when you start to feel like that is really where the money sets are about to happen. So, I'm not gonna quit now. We're gonna do 2 more here with a little, like I said, a drop set, if you want to call it that, and then we'll be done. But yeah, if you ever hear somebody say they don't have any moments like that, they're fucking lying to you, straight up. I don't care who it is. They're lying, because I've been doing this for 14 years, or almost 14 years, and I love, obviously, if you make it 14 years doing this, you obviously love it, but I still have days and moments where it's just like, it won't hurt to skip today, or it won't hurt to skip the last couple sets, when really, it might actually, it really actually might, especially if you're wanting to try to get to that next level. So, anyways, let me quit fucking ranting, gather myself for a couple minutes, and we'll do another one. Man, these are the sets that are really put some freaking hair in your nuts, let me tell you. Okay. Last and final set here for legs. I'll be honest, these last couple sets have really been a grind. I'll even admit, like, I got lightheaded. I've been getting lightheaded a couple times here, so again, thankfully, last set we're gonna power through here, and I don't know if you guys could see, but I'm putting my feet pretty high, and I've emphasized this before. But once I do 4 max rep sets of leg extensions plus a drop set, my quads are pretty much not going to be much help. Like, I did a couple warm-up sets here with obviously lighter weight, and my quads, I try to put my feet like almost middle of the platform, and my quads are just not having it. So I bring my feet up a little higher, that way my quads are not as much of a factor. It's really emphasized on my hamstrings, my glutes, and so on. So that's kind of why I do that. I would, like, again, I'd preferably like to have them about mid-platform, so that way my quads and hamstrings are getting kind of an even share of the load. But like I said, when your quads are that pumped up and pretty much destroyed at that point, and you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. So bringing my feet up is helping make it a little easier. So not easier, but it's just taking, like I said, taking the focus off my quads, so they're not really being the limiting factor like they would be if I had my feet lower. So anyways, I've taken my time here, because when you're doing a final set like this, and on top of that you have a drop set too, there's no shame in extending your rest period by several minutes if you need to, because in my opinion it's kind of foolish to know that you're going to the final set of an exercise and then you're gonna have a drop set on top of it to only rest like a minute, because at that point you're not going to be rested enough to really make that effective and make it worth doing that drop set. Your body's just going to tap out at that point, you know. So if you have to, extend your rest period a little bit, that way you can make this last set plus the drop set actually make it worth it, you know. And I think I've done that. I've talked enough. Let's do the set. Come on. Okay. Okay. We are done. That was good. We're fucking done. Let's go flex the legs a little bit. Alright. I've had a good solid, probably 10 or 15 minutes from the last set that I finished this workout with. I needed every single second of that because my legs are still jello at this point. So we're going to do what we can here posing wise. I don't know, I hate doing this like right in the middle of the gym because I don't like being that guy. But I kind of want to do some with the shirt off too. Some kind of full body posing. Nothing crazy, maybe just like 2 or 3 poses, put it back on. So I don't make people feel weird in here. But I don't know, we'll see. Let me just do some leg poses first and then maybe we'll throw some of that in. I don't know. Okay. I kind of wish I was a little more lean right now. But again, how many times do I have to kind of re-emphasize that when you're bulking, you're just not going to look as good, I definitely look bigger, but the lines and the detail and all that are definitely not as prominent. But again, it is what it is. It's just something you got to do to get bigger. But again, like I said, it's working. I've weighed the most that I've ever weighed as of late. So, that's kind of what keeps me motivated. Although I'm struggling still with not seeing as much detail. I just love that part of it. I love being shredded, but you know, again, it is what it is. I wouldn't say, but I'm definitely way out of shape. In terms of like bodybuilding wise, I am. This is considered out of shape. But in terms of just like everyday life, your everyday person, no, this is still pretty good shape, so I can't really complain too much. But let's get out of here. I'm fucking done. I need a protein shake.